Yo! In this video I'm going to be talking about the glaciers in Russia and the causes and impacts of them melting. So exactly where are these glaciers? The main glacier in Russia is called the Karpinsky Glacier. Coordinates are 7939 N, 99.2 east. It is on October Revolution Island, Severnaya Zemlya, in Russia, 2,800 kilometers squared, and is in the northern section of Russia. This map shows a glacier on October Revolution Island and can be seen in the Severnaya Zemlya archipelago. There is another big glacier in the archipelago called the Academy of Sciences, which is 5,570 kilometers squared, making it the biggest glacier in Russia. The coordinates for this iceberg is 80.48 N, 94.65 east. Now for some information about Russia. Northern Russia is in a cold polar zone of the Arctic Ocean. Some floras include dwarf birches, willows, and mosses. Some faunas include Arctic foss, deer, and white hares. The population in Russia is 350,000 people. Some infrastructure includes plans to boost cargo flows and enhance connectivity. As quoted by Putin, Russia wants to break the ice for ship paths, opening trade links for economic reasons. There are several mountain ranges such as Ural, Caucasus, and Sayan and Stanovoy. These are the main mountain ranges of northern Russia. This image shows all the main icebergs in the Severnaya Zemlya. You can see Karpinsky Glacier and the Academy of Sciences Glacier. Here are some definitions of key terms relating to cause and effects of glaciers melting. Climate change is when the weather turns unpredictable and temperatures are hotter during summer and colder during winter. The Earth gets hotter due to greenhouse gases being released into the atmosphere, and these gases trap heat, making Earth's atmosphere hotter. The definition of glaciers is a slowly moving or river of ice formed by the compaction of snow on mountains or near the poles. The sea level is the levels of the sea's surface used to measure the height of geographical monuments. What causes glaciers to melt? Climate change is caused by greenhouse gases being released into the atmosphere, which trap heat to make the Earth hotter. These gases are produced by mainly humans, with factories, cars, and basically fossil fuels being burnt. This includes coal, oil, and gases. As a result of climate change occurring, temperatures will be hotter and will melt glaciers. This will also raise sea levels and affect many Arctic habitats for animals. Positive impacts include when glaciers form, they bring in dust with iron in them. Glaciers melting brings nutrients to the ocean for living organisms and fertilizes local ecosystems. Glaciers may uncover valuable resources and more water gets added to the water cycle. Negatives include loss of habitats due to there being less land for animals to roam on, and there will be less fresh water in the areas that the glaciers melt, resulting in more currents. Sea levels rise, and if all glaciers are melted, the coastal cities will be submerged underwater, according to the Discovery website. CO2 gas is produced when glaciers melt due to small bacteria and fungi in them, increasing air pollution. And some short-term impacts include flash floods being created and landslides. Runoffs are also created as there will be too much water for the soil to handle. Storm surge increases as warmer ocean temperatures create more frequent hurricanes. Villages lose valuable water sources, as stated by the president of Polyostrov Tamar. Land is lost for Arctic animals, as you can see from this polar bear being stranded on ice. Long-term impacts include coastal erosion due to higher temperatures in the ocean. This also leads to further climate change affecting all species of animals and plants, decreasing food supplies for us humans, and destroys agricultural practices. Sea levels also rise. Social impacts include sea levels rising, as it may push people out of their homes. Flash floods and landslides move people away from their homes. The loss of fresh water means we have less drinking water, and climate change ultimately removes food supplies as it destroys habitats and plants for animals, as well as destroying crops due to mass heat. Economic impacts include the sea levels rising, as it may force humans to create walls to block the sea from flooding houses. We must pay reparations when natural disasters destroy buildings. Valuable water sources can be lost, and floodings may ruin farming methods. Ocean glaciers may uncover valuable fresh resources such as oil, diamond, and iron. We can use these materials to earn money through trade or use these materials to rebuild. Environmental impacts include coastal erosion and more frequent natural disasters, habitat loss for animals and land loss due to sea levels and ice land breaking, and finally ocean temperatures increase and water is added to the water cycle, which could prevent dry months. In conclusion, we need to reduce our CO2 emissions and the rate we burn fossil fuels to prevent climate change. If we do not meet these requirements, we will have no such thing as glaciers. This can be done by driving an electric car or finding a way to replace fossil fuels with something else that is more eco-friendly. The glacier melting ruins our lives and animals around us, as it reduces water and food supplies and creates natural disasters destroying our property, resulting us to waste money on repairs. We may not have a single glacier in 2090, and that is quite crazy. I suggest we hold back on air pollution to savour these glaciers for the greater good of society. Thanks for listening.